Hi guys, it's Daniela again and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be testing some Flower Beauty goodies. So I've got a foundation, a concealer and a bronzer, highlight and blusher to test. So Flower Beauty is relatively new to the UK, and when I saw it on Superdrugs, I had to pick up a few bits. I've heard nothing but good things about Flower Beauty, so I definitely wanted to try it for myself. I don't have a lot from Flower Beauty just because their whole collection isn't out yet, and there was a few more things I actually want to buy, but they're not in the UK yet. But hopefully when they expand their range further into the UK, I'm definitely going to be doing another video on Flower Beauty. So with that all being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video and let's get started. Okay, so before we actually get started, I do want to give you a disclaimer. I do have a kind of rash at the moment on my skin, but it's not really a rash, it's just like really intense dry skin, especially around here and even on my eyelids. But I have been using this like cream that's designed for eczema. I have a feeling it could be eczema, but I'm not a doctor and I haven't been to the doctors yet to know what it is. The only reason I'm saying this is just because obviously I'll know if the foundation is clinging to dry patches. It might not actually be the foundation, it might just be because my skin is so incredibly dry at the moment. Okay, so for this review, I'm not going to prime just because my skin is like super moisturized at the moment, because I have had that like cream on my skin and I kind of gave myself like a little mask in the morning, so it's really sunken into my skin. So foundation that I'm going to be trying out is the Flower Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Fill All Day Wear SPF 18 Sunscreen. So the colour I got was Nude L3. This foundation costs £13 from Superdrugs. This is what the actual bottle looks like. I really like the packaging. It's glass, so it might not be great to travel with, but it feels more expensive. It's quite heavy. I like the component. I like the fact that it's got a pump. From what I can see from the Superdrugs website, it says that it's lightweight, skin-like, medium to buildable coverage, and it's dewy. So I'm going to do one half with a brush and one half with a beauty blender. So I'm just going to go in. I don't know how well this colour will match me, but we will see. Oh, it's not a bad match at all actually. So I'm going to go in with another pump. So it's definitely looking glowy, which I was expecting, but it might be even more glowier just because of the cream that I have underneath. Okay, so that's like 2 pumps, 2 layers of the foundation, and I feel like it's got pretty good coverage. Obviously it is medium to buildable, and I do feel like it has built up pretty well. So now let's go in with a beauty blender. Okay, so I'm going to go in with another pump. A brush definitely has more coverage than a beauty blender does, which is kind of expected. A beauty blender does tend to soak up some of the product. So far it looks fine. It seems to be sinking into my skin okay. It's definitely dewy, which I really like. The only places I'm not very keen on it at the moment is here, here, here and here, and that is where at the moment I have like my dry patches. Okay, so now that the foundation's done, I'm going to go in with concealer, and this is the concealer that I'm going to use. This is obviously in the same range as the foundation. This is the Flower Light Illusion Full Coverage Foundation. It says it's got a weightless fill and crease proof, and I've got the shade Light, and this concealer here costs £9. And let's see some of the claims. So it's weightless, high coverage, radiant, it's a creamy texture that blends seamlessly, it's crease proof. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's obviously very similar to the foundation because they are from the same range. The doe foot is like this, so it's an angled doe foot. Seems very watery and liquidy. I didn't have to dip in again for this eye. I just dipped in for this eye. So I don't know how much to use, so I'm just going to use that. This probably is too much already. So I'm just going to blend this out. I am going to take this onto my eyelid as usual. Okay, I would not say this is full coverage just from blending that out. It's very like dewy. It's not a matte concealer, I would say. Okay, so this is a coverage just with one layer. I wouldn't say this is a full coverage concealer personally, but obviously I am used to like Tarte Shape Tape. It is creasing on my eyelids as we talk, so not very crease proof. So I'm just going to go in with a little bit more just in this section here where I have like a lot of darkness. I should have colour corrected, but if I colour corrected, that defeats the point of seeing how much this covers. I'm going to blend this part out with a brush and see if that gives me more coverage. Okay, so with a brush, I definitely feel like I got more coverage there. Concealer, first impressions. It's okay. It's probably one that I would mix with like a Tarte Shape Tape to get more coverage, but I like the fact that it's a bit more dewy. So now I am going to set my eyes, just because if it's creasing already, it's only going to get worse as the day goes on. So I'm going to get some RCMA No Colour Powder. I've made sure to blend out any creases. So I'm just setting my eyelid now. So the foundation definitely still feels tacky. I didn't expect it not to feel tacky, if I'm honest. It is a luminous foundation. So because of that, I am going to set like my cheeks and my forehead just with some RCMA No Colour Powder. Do you like my mug? So now that I've set my cheeks and my forehead, I'm ready for the next item. So this is the Flower Beauty Lift and Sculpt Contour Palette. So it looks like this. Really, really pretty packaging. And then inside looks like this. So it's got a highlight, a blush and a bronzer. So this is in the shade light to medium, and I believe this is the only shade they have on Superdrugs at the moment. I'm not sure if they actually have more shades in this. So apparently the powders blend easily and layer together really well. It's long lasting, buildable, blendable, and the price of this is £13 from Superdrugs. So I'm going to go in with the bronzer, which is this one here, and I have swatched it and they feel very creamy. The bronzer is powdery. Oh wow, pigmented. It might have gone in too heavy handed there. So now I'm just going to go in with a dual fibre brush just to blend this as well. So that's the bronzer. It feels like it's leaning more towards pink on me, but this is the colour of the bronzer. It looks like a nice colour, but it's leaning, feel like it's leaning more pink on me, but it could just be the lighting in my room at the moment. So I'll keep an eye on that to see if it is actually pink or not. Okay, so now I'm going to obviously use this blusher. Wow, this has a lot of kickback. Pigmented as well, but a lot of kickback. I feel like you can't even tell that I've got bronzer on. Kind of just looks like I've got blush on. Am I going crazy? Okay, so I might have gone too ham with the blusher. I definitely think I have. Now I'm going to go in with the highlight, and I just want to swatch the highlight for you. This is the highlight, and hopefully you'll be able to see. It's a really nice like ivory champagne kind of colour. It's not too pale but not too dark for my skin tone. So I'm going to go in with my dual fibre brush. As you know, I don't really like putting a lot of highlight on my cheeks just because I have got texture there. I forgot what it's called. Wow, that's blinding. So the highlight definitely feels like creamy. It hasn't got hardly any kickback compared to like the bronzer and the blush. It does feel a bit crumbly, especially when you swatch it. So that's everything that I've got from Flower Beauty. So I've only got 3 items to test, but I feel like these are the main items that I wanted to try anyways. So far, first impression wise, I like everything. I'm not overly in love with everything. The foundation looks fine for what I have going on at the moment with my skin. So other than that, it actually looks okay. I think this foundation is something that I would use a lot when I don't have dry skin at the moment, but it is clinging to dry patches definitely. And yeah, and it has started to settle into fine lines, especially around like this part of my face, but most foundations do it anyways, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is go off camera and do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll come back and do check-ins for this foundation. At the moment it is 2:52. I'm hoping to be able to wear this foundation to about maybe 8-9 o'clock. Who knows? Hi guys, I'm back. So it is now 7:30. I did want to wear this foundation for longer. I did actually want to do like a long wear test, but I'm actually getting really tired. I need to get ready for work tomorrow, and I need to take this all off and stuff. And to be honest, my face is getting a bit itchy. So I don't know whether it's like the foundation or just like the rash that I have going on at the moment. So I don't want to risk having this on for too long. So yes, I've only worn this for 5 hours, but I can tell you a few things I've noticed so far from the foundation. So far I can tell you that I don't feel this foundation. It feels really lightweight, which I really like. Coverage, I would say, if I'm remembering correctly, was like medium to full coverage. Not like full coverage, but it was definitely buildable. So I feel like I got like a medium to full coverage look with this foundation. Like you can still see a lot of my skin peeping through. One thing that I can tell just looking at my face is my T-zone is definitely much more oilier than it was at the beginning. My skin is just oilier in this section here. The foundation is rubbing off my chin and my nose. It doesn't look the greatest in those areas. It's not really sunken into fine lines. It just looks extremely textured over here. Yes, I don't have this much texture usually, but I still have texture. So will it still look like this when my skin's gone back to normal? I don't know. I do have to say, if you've got textured skin, I don't know how this foundation will work on you, because like I've got extremely textured skin at the moment and dry patches, and it's just like really emphasizing those areas. So I'm not sure about that. Like I really thought this one wouldn't do that because it's so like luminous. I thought it wouldn't really cling to any of my dry patches and my texture, but it definitely has. So the foundation is kind of like in the middle for me. I'm not really loving it, I'm not hating it. I definitely will keep using it, and I might end up mixing this foundations with others, but right now I'm just a bit with it. So the concealer, I'm not that keen on, if I'm honest. It just looks extremely cakey and just very like, I don't know how to explain it. It just does not look good under my eyes at the moment. Yeah, I'm not that keen on the concealer. I don't like how my under eye looks. I'm not used to it looking like this, especially with like my Tarte Shape Tape or my Makeup Revolution concealer. So the concealer for me right now is I don't like it. Obviously, I will keep testing out the concealer, maybe with my other concealers on top or underneath it, or like other powders, and see what works best with the concealer, because obviously I've bought it, so I need to figure out a way to use it. So my favorite product at the moment is definitely this. The bronzer doesn't look pink at all on me anymore. I don't know why it did that at the beginning, but the blush I like, the bronzer I do like, the highlight I like. They're just extremely powdery, especially the bronzer and the blush are extremely powdery but very pigmented. So if I had to put everything in a number order, this would be my first one, this would be second, and then the concealer would be third as of right now. So yeah, I know this isn't a very long wear test, but a 5-hour mark for me is long enough to see how a foundation reacts to my skin and how it lasts. If it doesn't last great at the 5-hour mark, it's not going to last great at the 9-10 hour mark. So yeah guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, please remember to give me a thumbs up, some comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.